the computer club. And for this morning, we planned that the sun would be shining and all the snow is gone, so we can, it only snows north and south of Huntley, it doesn't come through Huntley. Yeah, at least for the last couple of years, so maybe we'll do it for the next year too. Okay, please silence your cell phones. And our agenda for today, as usual, we go over several things. We do a financial report, we discuss the membership for the computer club, things going on with the computer club. We talk a little bit about our classes. We talk about the Sun City community. And as some of you may know, this meeting each month is open to all residents in Sun City. You don't even have to be a member of the computer club to come to this. You do need to be a member to come to the lab and use the facilities there and to attend any classes. Then we'll go on to our feature presentation, and we're doing a presentation this morning on how to manage your subscriptions. And then we do have this room available to us until 12 noon. So you're welcome to stay here. If you need any quick help, we can help you with problems with your phone or laptop or what have you, or just questions in general. Or if you just want to discuss things amongst yourselves, you're welcome to grab an extra donut or coffee before they take it all down. And you can sit, you can come up front to use one of these tables up front, and you can stay and have a discussion with your friends or whoever you would like to discuss something with. Okay, looking at the financial report for the computer club, this is actually last month's. We don't have an updated one for you this month, but we will have one for next month. So it hasn't changed too much. We are using CDs now at the bank, at Heartland Bank, so we have been getting additional interest, so that's helped out a bit. We do have a large capital reserve fund, and that's going to be used to buy new equipment. Last year we did purchase this computer that I'm using right now, as well as the kiosk computer where you check in at the lab. And we will be purchasing and replacing some of the computers in the lab as probably towards the end of the year, waiting to for Windows 12 or whatever comes out then. Membership has gone up a little bit, so we're at $13.75. And our memberships right now are 3-year memberships, so it's quite a bargain actually. You pay $25 the first time, that's for 3 years, so you're really talking about $8 a year. And if you have a partner or spouse, that's really what, about $4 a year. And after that, it's $15 for 3 years. And again, it's for your entire household. So that comes out to $5 a year, or if there's 2 of you, it's $2.50 a person. So that's a pretty good deal. I wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day, which is, reminder, it's tomorrow. And we want to also thank all of our volunteers. We have a number of volunteers here today. We have people who work in the lab, helping you all out with questions and problems with your laptop or your phones. We have a club board, which meets to plan all the different programs that we have here, as well as what we do in the lab and classes and so on. So we're always in need of new people to join the board, to teach a class perhaps. If you would like to teach a class or would like to help out on the board or in the lab, just see any of us either after this meeting or any time at the lab. And last but not least, want to thank the coffee crew, and we're always looking for people to help out there as well. And those are the people that make the coffee. And we have two subgroups. So these are kind of like subclubs of the computer club, which you may or may not be aware of. We have an Apple Club group, which meets on the first Tuesday of each month. We changed the time to the afternoon, so they're now meeting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the first Tuesday, and that's in the lab. And we have a photography club, and that meets on the first Wednesday, and that's in the evening at 7 o'clock. Our lab is open on Mondays and Thursdays currently from 9 to 12, and it's closed when we meet here, which is today. So we're not going to have it open today, but we are here in Drendel, and you're welcome to stay here till 12 noon. Classes, this is kind of a sub list of all of the classes we have for this month, or for the next 30 days or so. There's going to be a Zoom class next week on Tuesday, February 18th. I think this may have gone out at one time with the wrong date in there. I think one time it went out as Tuesday, February 17th, I think it was, or Monday the 17th, whatever it was. The correct date is Tuesday, February 18th. This is a Zoom class, and it's at 7 o'clock. Also next week on Wednesday, Jeff is going to be doing a class on photo composition, and that's at 1 o'clock in the lab. He will also be coming back next month on Wednesday, March 26th. He's going to do another class on how to create a digital photo album or how to make a photo video, which you might find pretty interesting. That's on Wednesday, the 26th of March. At 1 o'clock in the lab. And I understand if you go to that class, he's going to have a workshop, not then, but a couple of weeks later, there will be a workshop, so you can register for that as well. And then you'll be able to make your own photo album or your own photo video. Then we have our usual Android classes with classes on Android phones and iPhones. We do have an Android phone class Thursday, February 27th at 7 o'clock, and another one on Friday, March 14th. And Steve's going to be talking about surfing the net at that one. That's in the morning at 9:30. We just did a class on the iPhone, and there'll be more classes scheduled. So just watch for the schedule, and there'll be plenty of classes. If you're looking for a different class, just let one of us know, and Ralph can see if we can get it scheduled. Do you want to say anything, Ralph?
You said it pretty well.
Okay. And the note on the to the right of the schedule, when you come to one of these classes, or if you're looking for help in the lab, always remember to bring your passwords. So a lot of times you bring in your laptop or whatever, and we can't help you if you don't have your password with you. Yeah, we're going to be talking about how to manage your subscriptions, so this is talking about unsubscriptions. And looking at what's going on in the community here in Sun City, That actually got the wrong time on there. The Whitney Houston concert is actually tonight at 7 o'clock, not 1:30. It is tonight, 7 o'clock. I think it's mostly sold out, but if you come the last minute, there's usually some people trying to sell their tickets at Netgate or whatever. So if you're interested in that, just come then. And tomorrow, there's a Valentine's dinner and dance. That starts at 4 o'clock, I understand, so you're doing some things at 4, and then we've got dinner, and then there's a show after that, and so on. On February 24th, they show movies here on Monday afternoons at 1:30, and the movie for February 24th is Reagan. So I haven't seen that one, so I understand it's supposed to be pretty good. And then on February 27th, there'll be another tribute concert for Fleetwood Mac, and that will be at 7 o'clock on the 27th. And then on the 26th, the Sun City Board meets, and that's at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Bird Tree. And as I mentioned, we'll be here till 12 noon, so if you want to stick around afterwards, consider this to be a computer cafe after our meeting here, and you can ask quick questions, want to talk about them, discuss things amongst yourselves and so on. You're welcome to do that. Okay, and that brings us to our topic for today, which is managing your subscriptions. And we're going to be talking about all different types of subscriptions. So let's start that. The old school 20th century type world was you had newspapers, you had magazines, you might have had a newsletter come to your house in the mail. And now all of these can still be hard copy, but they can also be digital. So you can get an e-version of your newspaper, magazine, or newsletter. So there's a lot more now than there used to be, and a lot more opportunities to subscribe than there used to be. So how many of you use digital copies of newspapers, magazines, or newsletters? Quite a few. So it helps on a day like today. You don't have to go running out to in the snow looking for your newspaper that came out of this plastic bag and got eaten by the local rabbit or squirrel, or worse, got rained on, and it's unreadable. You can always read the digital copy. Okay, then we have streaming services. So streaming services, and these can be used along with other methods to, in terms of cutting the cord, you might be using them, or you might be using them along with your cable to see various movies and so on. So we have things like Netflix, Prime Video from Amazon, Peacock, which is from NBC, Paramount, which is a CBS streaming system, Hulu, and Disney, and actually Disney bought Hulu, so they kind of combined that now. HBO now has additional things on there, so they're called HBO, or just plain Max now. And what these various services are doing, a lot of them are changing, they're consolidating, a lot of them merged together. They're adding a lot of new live TV services into each one of these, where it used to be just streaming only. Now you can actually watch things live. So how many of you use, besides cable, just using things like Netflix, Prime Video, and the like? So we've got quite a few. That probably should be everybody. Because even if you've got cable, you can certainly use these streaming services. And if you're not sure how to do that, come to one of our classes or talk to us at the lab. In addition to those streaming services, there's what are called live TV streaming services. And these are the ones that actually replace your cable altogether. So if you're interested in cutting the cord, you'd be looking at things like Sling, which is a less expensive one. Philo is also a less, even the cheapest one, the ones that are listed here. Then there's Hulu Live TV, Fubo, and YouTube TV, and DirecTV. When these first started out a couple of years ago, they'd be about $25, $30, and they give you a free month to begin with, and so on. Nowadays, they keep incrementing the price, so now they're up about between $70 and $80 and going up. So, per month, yeah.
Per month?
So the prices have been going up. Luckily, there's something called a free ad-supported TV, or FAST stands, FAST is the acronym used for that. So there are a lot of streaming services that are totally free of charge. And actually, the first one on here is Sling. Sling has one called FreeStream, and you can actually watch various types of programs live, just like you can on the full Sling. It just doesn't have all the channels that you might have on a Sling. But the cost is totally free. They want you to get used to using it, so then maybe you'll purchase their subscription, but you don't have to. And they just actually introduced a DVR on their free version, on the Sling FreeStream. They've had it in the pay version for quite a while, but you can now record even the free programs that they have, the free live programs that they have. You can record it on the cloud DVR, and you could actually even, if you get in there and it's already 30 minutes into the program, it's an hour program, you can start it from the beginning. So those are nice features. Okay, then there are the music services. How many people use music services? Things like Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, Sirius. You like to use those, especially in your car. It's kind of nice to play the music. And if you link your car up with Bluetooth to your phone, to your smartphone, you can actually play it from there. And there are cloud services. So all of these are subscriptions, so you can see how many different types of subscriptions you may actually be using. How many use either the iCloud service, which is, you pay extra for that, or Google Drive, Google One, or Microsoft's OneDrive, or Dropbox. There's tons more of these. How many use those? Those are subscriptions. So all of these different cloud services. Now you're starting to see a lot of shopping services as well. So Amazon was probably the first one to go at it in a big way. But now you've got Walmart, you've got Best Buy, you've got Target, and a lot more coming. So that's why all the shopping centers have been closing up. They're tearing down the Spring Hill Mall, and that's because these are the things that replace it. So, and how about meal delivery? Do you have meal delivery? How many people use that? Or grocery deliveries, prescription deliveries. These are all different services that you can subscribe to. And do you actually even know how many subscriptions you have? I just showed you quite a number of different types of subscriptions. So you may have some of those, and those are just a sampling of what's actually out there. Like the streaming services, there's literally hundreds of those that you can subscribe to. So, do you really know how many you have? Do you know how much you're spending on it? And then the third thing is, you may get an email that says, okay, you can subscribe to this thing for free for a month or a week or whatever it might be, or it might give you a low cost on it. Or sometimes, they have these deals where you can sign up for 99 cents a month for a year or 6 months or 3 months. Do you know when it is? You have to manage this to know when you have to cancel it if you don't want to to continue paying, because it may be 99 cents the first month or two, and then it's $12 for after that. So the objective here is always to save money, and so we're going to learn how to get a handle on all your different subscriptions, and we'll talk about several methods to do that.
Come back this morning on today's Consumer, we're doing a reset question on subscription.
So a recent survey found that Americans spend an average of $91 a month on subscription services, and nearly half of them will sign up for free trials, and they forgot to cancel.
Oh, guilty as charged. So here to help us keep track of all of our services, NBC's Vicki Wynn. Hi, Vic. Good morning to you. Okay, so how do we stay on top of these? I mean, we've got minutes of things we can get these things. Instead of trying to use Instagram, which is what everyone thinks about, how about the Rich Cloud service? We got a tech food system, and I'm subscribed to Craig Mansion tea that you got me hooked on, right? So if you find subscribers, no, it's all right, it's good for your health. $10 a month suddenly becomes $120 a month. It leads to that financial quicksand if you lose track of these things and don't do. So now is the time. Take an audit, sit down and figure out what you got. CNBC Select went through more than a dozen different apps and websites to help you track your subscriptions. They came up with two recommendations. One is called Rocket Money. The other is Trim by One Name. These are free services, and you can see on the screen what they do. You link them to your bank account or your credit card account, and then they will put everything in one single list, makes it easy for you to look at. Now, if you want to pay for their services, they will add budgeting help to you, and they will also cancel subscriptions for you, which can be a time saver, but you do have to pay for that option.
So, I mean, Vic, what if you don't want to link your bank accounts to an app or a website? Because there are a lot of folks that are, justifiably a little reticent to do that.
Check the benefits on your credit card, right? If you have a Capital One card or a Chase card, they will actually keep track of all of your recurring charges and also subscriptions, and you can cancel through your credit card company, so they make it easy. Another hack, sign up for notifications every time there's a transaction on your credit card. Sometimes you get that ping, hey, this thing auto-renewed. If you call the company right away and say, I really don't use this service, can you cancel it for me, can you reverse the charge? They might be more likely to do it instead of charging you for that whole extra month if you're going to stop right then and catch it early. Finally, the old-fashioned way, get out a highlighter, print out your statements, go through them, and just highlight everything. See it all in front of you, and that'll help you take stock and say, you know what? We don't really need all of this.
Okay, so what if I do it that way? I see what I can subscribe to. Do you have any tips on how to kind of flip the link in the chat?
So link in the chat. I love this. So here's the first question is very easy. Do I use it?
I just feel like, where's this coming from? It's
deep. It's deep. Do I even use the subscription? Well, truly, the classic. So do I use the subscription? How often am I actually using it? The other question asks, is it worth the value? Is there another service out there that can give me what I want, give me more bang for the buck? Maybe you switch to that. And also, when you are canceling, sometimes you sign up for the free trial because you're trying to dip in and binge watch something and then dip out. Well, sometimes you have to wait before you can resubscribe, so make sure you know what those terms are.
So, I mean, I've actually tried to cancel subscription services before. A lot of these companies don't make it easy. In fact, it seems like they go out of their way to make it difficult. Either a call or to an email. Is there an easier way to cancel a subscription service?
I mean, friends hit the nail on the head when they did that episode with Chandler. He's like, I want to quit the gym. I want to quit the gym. And it makes it so hard. So the FTC actually passed a rule called click to cancel. Businesses have until May of this year to comply, meaning if you can sign up with one click, you should be able to cancel with one click. We do have a new administration. We have a new FTC chair. It's not clear if that rule will be enforced. So the onus is on the consumer to make sure you are keeping track of your subscriptions and that you cancel, because you want to make your money work for you and you don't want to be paying for services that you don't use.
Thank you for wearing equal screens.
It wasn't on purpose, but I feel
even graphics
Hey, thanks for watching.
Well, welcome back this morning on today's Consumer.
Okay, so that gives you kind of a quick run through on all the different ways you can manage your subscription. And the key thing is you want to be able to cancel it easily. And as you mentioned, there are a lot of different ways to do it. They're trying to make it a lot simpler than it used to be. They did have a mandate that everyone needed to comply by, I think she said it was May of this year, but we're not sure yet now with the new administration whether that's going to stay in place or not. But let's take a look at all the different ways you can use to make it easier to manage your subscriptions and cancel when you need to. So we're going to look at a few different methods. So first of all, method number one, we're going to talk about how you can use your phone, either an Android phone or an Apple iPhone, to manage your subscriptions. Okay, you can subscribe using either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store to various types of things. It goes to either the Google Wallet or Apple Wallet for payment, and you can access the subscriptions that you may have subscribed through these apps on your phone, right from your phone. So what you're looking at here is the Google Android phone, and all you need to do, if you look at that arrow, is up in the upper right-hand corner, there is a little icon that represents your person. It will either be a letter, your initial, or it might be your photo in there, if you've uploaded a photo for yourself. So you click on that, and then you go to Payments and Subscriptions, which is the middle screen, and then the one on the right, you click on Subscriptions. And this will then list and allow you to unsubscribe. So if we look here, you're going to see in the smaller picture, you can see a list of the subscriptions that you might have if you order them through the Google Play Stores. Anything you order through that will show up here, and if you click on it, there'll be an opportunity to unsubscribe. So it's very similar in the Apple iStore, the App Store rather. You can subscribe and unsubscribe on your iPhone as well. With the iPhone, it's going to list all your subscriptions. As you can see here, it's listing. Someone had subscribed to Stars, the newspaper, a digital copy perhaps of the San Francisco Chronicle, Apple One, and so on. So if we look at this, here again, you just click on either your Apple ID. If you're going to do it that way, you go into Settings, you can go to your Apple ID. From there, you can go to Subscriptions, which is the middle one. And then the screen on the right-hand side shows a little Cancel Subscription. So it's as simple as you wanted to cancel one of these, you simply click on Cancel Subscription. And with your iPhone, you can either go through Settings to start out, and Settings, Apple ID, and then look for your list of subscriptions. Or the second method is to go into the App Store itself, and then your Apple ID and list of subscriptions. Okay, so that's method number one on how to cancel. The second method, you may get newsletters in your email. Your additional newsletters, you now get them in your email. You don't have to watch your mailbox for all the newsletters. So they're required at the bottom of every newsletter. Might be in various places, but usually it's towards the bottom. You'll see something that says unsubscribe. And all you have to do is click unsubscribe. You want to make sure you don't click that if you do want to subscribe, but that would be how to unsubscribe to an email newsletter. Now, this is another way you can do it is in your email. And this is, for those of you who have Gmail, this is slowly rolling out. And I checked my Gmail actually, and I don't have this yet, so you probably don't have it yet either. I'm not sure if they're doing it regionally or what, but watch for this probably within the next month. If you've got Gmail, under the list of categories, you've got your inbox and your trash and so on. Under the list of categories, you're going to see something that says More. If you click on More, it gives you an additional list. And at the bottom of that list, there'll be something that says Manage Your Subscriptions. And here again, I don't have it yet, so you probably don't. just watch for this. And it's gonna list all your subscriptions, right in your Gmail, show how many you received. So it actually gives you a nice little table there, listing all your subscriptions, and it gives you an unsubscribe button. And you can just unsubscribe right from your Gmail. Okay, method number 3. And this is an easy one. If you just reserve one credit card and use just the one credit card for all your subscriptions, well, then it's easy to manage that because now you have all your subscriptions. When you get the statement from that particular credit card, it's going to be all your subscriptions. You can see the list and you say, okay, I don't want this one anymore, this one is canceling, or you want to catch it before they charge you the next month's subscription fee. So you can try doing it that way. So that's method number 3. Okay. Another thing you may want to do, and this applies to primarily to streaming services. So things like Netflix, for example. Instead of having a subscription to half a dozen of those streaming services, because the subscription fees add up quite quickly, what you might try doing is rotating them. So keep Netflix for 1 or 2 months, and just kind of binge watch all the series that you want to watch or the movies that you want to see. And when you're done, usually they don't have that many things to watch anyway. So you can watch all of that stuff. But there's something maybe on Disney or on HBO you want to watch, so pick that up for a month or 2. And then you can go to cancel that one and go to the next one. So throughout the year, you're watching everything on all the different streaming services, but you're only paying for 1 or 2 at a time. So that's one way you can save quite a bit of money that way. Okay, now let's talk about method number 4. And they talked about that in the video. This is using an app. So I'm going to talk about 3 of them. 2 she mentioned, which was Rocket Money and Trim. There's a 3rd one, which is a new one called SwordBelly. I picked these 3 because they're free. You can use these, at least for the basic services, they're totally free. And with these, you don't have to link the app to, well, you do have to link the app to your bank and to your credit card, because that's how it's going to give you the list of all your subscriptions. It's got to have a list of your credit cards. It is secure. It's going to have the same security as your bank would have. So obviously banks do get hacked also. So there's always a chance that it could get hacked. But there is security on there. So it's going to scan all your transactions. It's going to identify which subscriptions you have. So I'm going to look at these 3. So the first one is Rocket Money. Anyone here use Rocket Money? It used to be called Truebill, Truebill. Now it's called Rocket Money. You can use this on your phone, either an Android phone or an iPhone, or you can use it on the web as well. The basics for it are all free. But if you want additional services, you can get those for $3 to $12 a month for the premium services. And the premium services will do things like, if you want to do cancellations, instead of doing it yourself, you can have them cancel it for you automatically. Or you may want to try to have them negotiate on your behalf to get a refund, and they'll do that. Let's say you've got a cable subscription or an internet subscription. These days, or a cell phone subscription, and these days, you have to call them every year or so and try to renegotiate their lower rate because the rates keep going up and up. Well, they'll help you do that. Now, Rocket Money, everything is free for all the basic services, but if you wanted to renegotiate your rate, they will charge you for that. what they do is they take anywhere from 35 to 60% of how much you're going to save for the first year. So we can do a lot for you, but there is a charge. And Rocket Money is kind of an all-in-one app, so in addition to managing your subscriptions, it's also going to track your income, and track expenses, investments, and retirement accounts, and even track your credit score. So it does do a lot for you, and there's a lot that's totally free. So, and you can start out with just the free stuff if you don't look at the premium services. Okay, next one is SortBilly. And SortBilly also works on either an iPhone or an Android phone or on the internet, on your laptop or computer. Now, SortBilly is a new app. So what they're doing right now is everything is free initially. So the first year or two, it's going to all be free. So if you want to try it out, you don't have to worry about paying anything. The basics, just like with Rocket Money, the basics will always be free. But they're going to have the premium services will initially be free even on this one. They're not yet doing the automatic cancellations, but they plan to do that fairly soon. They will be able to send you daily or weekly email notifications so that you're kept informed about any upcoming subscription payments that are due. It'll do all kinds of bills, and it's not just subscriptions. It gives you a dashboard that features all of your both active subscriptions and your expired subscriptions. It lists all your upcoming payments and all your spending statistics. So, and you can see a sample of that on a laptop display, where it's listing all the upcoming subscriptions and current subscriptions, and also on the phone. Okay, and the third app that I'm discussing is the one that was also mentioned in the video, and this is called Trim by OneMain. And let me go back one, just so you know. That we did Rocket Money, we're doing SortBilly. SortBilly, if you're using this on a computer, it's just sortbilly.com. If you're using any of these on your phone, you just go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download the app. And the Trim by OneMain, this one, they started out as just on the computer, and the website there is www.asktrim, ASKTRIM, but they now have added mobile apps as well, so you can use this one on your Android phone or iPhone as well. And here again, the basics are all free. Pretty much everything on this is free, so this is a nice one. Specializes in managing all your subscriptions, so that's the key thing there. They're more interested in subscriptions than some of the other categories that, let's say, Rocket Money did. But it does have the capability to cancel your subscriptions automatically. If you wanted to negotiate bills, that's not there yet, but that may eventually, be there. Initially, it'll be free, but eventually it'll probably be at a premium cost. And then here again, you're seeing the display on a laptop as well as a display on your phone. So here's Trim by OneMain, and you can see it shows on there. It shows negotiation for bills, bank negotiations, and so on. So we have various things just like the others. It shows you a summary. You're currently spending $188 a month on recurring charges. Lists all the services or the subscriptions you might have. In this case, it's Spotify, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. Gives you the opportunity to cancel it right there. So that gives you a nice way to do it. So you've seen a lot of different methods here of how to manage your subscriptions. Just kind of summarize what we have. The first method we talked about was using it on your phone, using the settings and going to subscriptions from either iPhone or Google, and being able to cancel subscriptions that you subscribe through either the Google Store or through Apple. The second method we talked about was your email, where you could cancel subscriptions. I showed you one method through Gmail, but any type of newsletter or the like, you can just cancel by hitting unsubscribe at the end of the newsletter. The third method we talked about was just taking one credit card and reserving that exclusively for maintaining all your subscriptions. And then the fourth method, we talked about 3 apps, Rocket Money, Trim, and Sortbilly. So all of these have their pluses and minuses. Rocket Money is a pretty good one. It's been around for a while. And they're all free to try, so you can try all 3 and see which one you like best. Rocket Money's been around for a while, but it does have certain things that have a cost to it. But here again, the cost is designed to save you money. So if it doesn't save you money, then you don't use the premium services. Trim is pretty much free for everything right now. And Sortbilly is the new one on the block, and that one is, even the premium services are free initially. Then the fifth method might be, and they mentioned this on the video, is using one of the credit card, a lot of the credit cards now have apps. So she mentioned 2 of them, Chase, a Chase credit card, or a Capital One card. Those have now have the capability to also list all of your subscriptions, and you can kind of manage it directly from there. And of course, the sixth method is just manually doing it on your calendar. And if you're using a digital calendar, so a calendar that you get on your computer or on your phone, you can just put in a reminder to cancel your Netflix on a day prior to when it's going to expire. And one thing to note is usually for most of these subscriptions, it's billed by the month, and in most cases, if you cancel it even on the first or second day of the month, your subscription still continues till the actual expiration date. So you don't have to wait till the day before. You can do it any time during that month. So with that, we'll get on to questions.
Great presentation, so there was a lot of good information there.
Hey, a couple of times in the presentation was mentioned about the, the security, of whatever service you were choosing, giving your bank information to these services. And my main concern is like Google Pay and Apple Pay and that. Do we ever get complaints on things that might not have worked well with either of those primary services, Google Pay or Apple Pay?
I'm not aware of any. So if anyone knows of any, then you can certainly raise your hand. But like I mentioned, the security is, they use the same type of security and the same type of a database that banks use. So they may use like Amazon Web Services for maintaining their database and stuff, which is the same ones that banks use. The Department of Defense will use it. Each government, highly secure government agencies, as well as banks and credit card companies.
Okay, I have a comment here. This isn't a question, but through one of my credit cards, and it's a city credit card, they let you make virtual credit cards. And you can pick any amount you want for any amount of time you want. And especially for a paper subscription to a magazine, I'll just buy it for 1 year because I don't want them to automatically renew it, which they can do with a regular credit card. So I'll just limit, say the subscription is $25. I'll just do the virtual credit card. It's only good for $25, so they can't automatically renew it for me. And that would work also probably for Amazon or your other internet subscriptions. Just put a limit on it and put a date on it. They can't come back and renew it. They have to get back to you and they say your credit card is maxed out or whatever they say. So they have to get back to you every year. But this is how I do it if I'm going to do it through a credit card. If I'm going to renew something, then I know I'll probably forget about it.
Yeah, that's a great idea for subscriptions where you're not sure if you're going to continue with it or not. I mean, if you know you're going to continue with it, let's say something like the Netflix, that you may not want to do that because then you're going to have to switch to a different virtual credit card or to a different credit card. But if you just, let's say, using a free trial, 6 months, a year, whatever it might be, you can put it on that virtual credit card, which has an expiration, and then you don't have to worry about it automatically being renewed.
Right. Yeah, I had Fubi under Amazon Prime because I bought a movie and I had a 7-day free trial, and I had to cancel it under Amazon. So is there any way to know if a subscription is inside another streaming service?
Subscription is inside of which?
Amazon Prime. So, yeah, so Fubi was inside Amazon Prime, and I had to cancel.
Oh, Fubo, I think you're talking about?
Fubo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you can, a lot of times you can subscribe like through Amazon.
Well, but I couldn't cancel under Fubo, I had to cancel under Amazon.
If you subscribe through Amazon for any of these other streaming services, then you have to unsubscribe directly through Amazon because they are the ones that are billing you. It's not being billed by Fubo, it's being billed through Amazon. So you have to go to Amazon. Yeah.
It makes it harder to try to figure out new ways. Anybody else got any questions here?
Yes, Steve up front here.
When you cancel a subscription with one of the lower tier services, like through Google or Apple, through their app, or on any of the automatic, when it cancels, do you get like an email saying this subscription was canceled, or like a proof of cancellation?
Yes, you should get a confirmation. In all cases, they normally send you a confirmation. If you don't receive the confirmation, I would contact them because you should always get an email. As long as you've got your email registered with them, they'll send you an email confirmation that your subscription has been canceled. You might even get a promo saying if you'd like to continue, we'll give you a special rate. So a lot of times we'll give you a discount on renewing it. There should always be a confirmation.
Yeah, Shelley, I had a situation, I have auto pay on my Comcast, and in October it went up about $8, and I thought, oh, usually wait till the end of the year to get you. So I didn't pay much attention, and in January, it went up down to $3 or $4, and I thought, oh, all right. So I went over to the office, and I said, how come it went up twice? She looked it up, and she said, well, that's when your golly, I can't remember what it was now, Fox Nation. That was supposed to be free for veterans, and I remember that, and I thought, my wife says, well, it's free, you want it? I said, yeah, for 3 months, we'll get it. Well, it was only free for a year, I didn't know that, I mean, we didn't know that, and all of a sudden $8 went on the account in October. So we told the girl, well, we don't really do anything with that, so she said, I'll cancel it right now, and she did, and I got an email where it reduced my bill by $7.99. But, I'm sure a lot of veterans did that and didn't even pay attention. I don't know that we ever used it, but after we canceled, believe it or not, now they're advertising. I thought, well, that's a pretty good program. I would have watched that. But I'm not gonna take a sign back up for $8.
It's $8
A month. Anybody else here?
$7.99.
I have one thing that I'm gonna just mention that, is a little different, but it's the same thing, how to save money. There's a new scam out. They said, it's a little strange. It is mostly affecting elderly people. Well, we've hit that category. So I'll tell you what it's all about. They send you a package. In the package, there's a note saying, if you want to find out who sent you this item, whatever it might be looking pretty good. There's a sheet of paper that has this, what are those HQ graphics on there. You're supposed to take a picture with your camera. And it will tell you who sent it, they say. But what it does is it gives you another email site, and even if you just click it and go to it, they get your official email address. They might not have had that before. So with that and other things, they might be able to get you, if you don't, you don't do nothing about it, you just click that and say, I don't want that, and you close it. So if you get one of those, a box that's delivered by, say, Prime, and you didn't know what it's supposed to be. If there's a little slip inside that says, to find out who sent you this, click this code. Don't do it, because that's just another little filter that will give them more information about you.
The Ken's got a question.
There's a question over here, okay.
Now, this is another add-on of idea. I was really surprised about this, but the Huntley Library has digital subscriptions available to the New York Times, free, Wall Street Journal, free, Consumer Reports, free, and several other freebies. It's right on their front page. If you have your library card, you go into the website for the library, and you can click under digital subscriptions. You'll find a host of ones that they have. I was paying $52 a year for the New York Times digital, and it's free. All you gotta do is just sign up there with your card for the library, and no credit card or anything like that. So that's a nice little benefit that we have right next door. And you don't have to worry about renewing because you're in until, if you leave Huntley, then that's the problem. That the card won't be useful then, but it is free. It's a nice benefit, nice service. I found it great.
Yeah, if you're not taking advantage of the services from the Huntley Library, they offer, it's Canopy is the movie service, and they've got some pretty good films on there. They got thousands of them, and a lot of them are brand new, and it's totally free. And the other service they have is Hoopla, which has not only movies and TV shows, but it also has, as Ken just mentioned, you've got magazines and subscriptions that you can do. And Hoopla has a thing where you can, they call it a binge pass, and I think it's, I don't know if it's 7 days or however many days it is, but you can binge on a particular magazine and get all the magazines if you want to catch up on a specific magazine digitally. You can borrow that, and if you go to their website, I think they've got digital subscriptions as one of the categories on there, and you can get signed up and borrow all the magazines, newspapers you want.
I just want to thank the audience. We had no walkouts today. So we have to give Shelley a hand. She did good presentation.
So, yeah, thanks for all coming, and we did luck out. We